Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Iesha, Jimmi, and Dip Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning. We are thrilled to bring you another latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the pulse of Phoenix and beyond. I'm Dip Ellison, and with my co-hosts Iesha and Jimmi.
Good morning.
We will be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in our vibrant community this week. Today we have a very special guest, Miss Angela Brooks from Angie's Angels Home Healthcare. Welcome to the show, Angie.
Thank you
for coming. We appreciate you coming through and talking about your company and everything that you provide for healthcare and everything. So this week, man, it's been a crazy week in the news. We'll go through that later on. I think we got a lot on Trump. We got some stuff on the Suns. We got Israel. They're facing some genocide in by South Africa. A lot of things going on this week, man, and we're going to talk about them all. All right. So, Miss Angela, let's run that promo, Jimmy. Did you ever run that?
No.
Okay. All right. Don't worry about that then. We'll go ahead and get it started. Let's go ahead and go by starting asking you some questions here. Can you share the story behind the founding of Angie's Angels Home Healthcare and what inspired you to start this organization?
Okay, sure I can. Well, I was inspired to start Angie's Angels many years ago because I had many family members and friends who were ill. And I assisted with care, with coordination, things of that nature with my father-in-law, with my mother-in-law, other friends and relatives, co-workers. And about 2017, I decided I was going to be, the post girl for breast cancer, and it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I decided to go and get it checked and tell everybody how wonderful it was. And I found out that I had breast cancer.
Wow.
So from there, I decided that it was something that I needed to do in order to tell other people about the beauties of growing and going on from health issues and things of that nature. I will say that I was very nervous, very scared.
Yeah.
But then going from being an administrator of care to friends and family to having to receive total care was an eye-opener. And I began to do the research. I was a former teacher.
Wow.
And we went into COVID, of course, during that period of time. I had always told the administrators of the schools that I was a coordinator, district coordinator. I had always told them that I could do the work at home, and we went into COVID. We all had to do the work at home.
Right.
So long story short, after that, the cancer had kicked in a little bit more. Well, before that, then after that, we went into COVID, and I just started thinking about what is my next step. So going backwards in 2017 was when I actually started putting the paperwork together, doing the research. And then I guess in 2020, I decided to open up. I did the work myself for many months, hired my first staff later that year toward the end of 2020. And we're now at about 35 staff. We service roughly 1,000 referrals.
Wow.
Over a 30-day to 90-day status, and we're statewide.
Wow, man, that's exciting to be able to start your own and then build up to a point where you have 35 people underneath you, man, that's big. And that's inspirational, and that's what we're trying to do, is trying to get all those people underneath us, and try to get things together for we can be more focused on the future. So my next question is, home health care is a crucial service, especially for those who need assistance but want to stay in the comfort of their own homes. What motivated you to focus on providing home-based care?
Well, the demographics, the numbers, the statistics all state
Right.
that in-home care is much better for individuals than going to a
Yep.
facility or some other outside of the home
Mm-hmm.
circumstance. Individuals heal quicker, heal better. There's more one-on-one care for
Mm-hmm.
the individual. There's someone there on a more consistent basis.
Right.
And our caregivers, LPNs, high-end CNAs, homemakers, which
Mm-hmm.
are general individuals who go in to help keep the home nice and clean and organized, and sanitize, things like that. We'll do laundry. We will do the errands if need be,
Mm-hmm.
if it calls for that. But generally, the way that medical care is going and health care is going
Mm-hmm.
is to do it in home. It's
Yep.
economically better
Yep.
for families, for the agencies, for insurance.
Mm-hmm.
They're always trying to uh, shave the numbers, if you will, and but still, you want to be able to give care that is doable, that
Yeah.
is accessible, that is appropriate,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it is going.
I mean, technology is really helping to move it towards that direction. Also, you have virtual doctors, you have checkups virtually where people can come in through
Telemedicine.
and bringing your information off the cloud. They can bring the information off the cloud and see all your doctor's notes and all your visits, where you've been. It's really dope where they're going, and where everything's going, man. Be able to help people to stay healthy. Um, my next question I wanted to ask: what set Angels apart from other healthcare agencies, and how do you ensure personalized and uh, compassionate care for your clients?
Well, the thing that sets us apart is that we are, to my knowledge, the only woman owned, African American owned
Mm,
home care agency that is statewide.
wow,
So,
that's big.
mhm. So we have contracts and clients in, I do believe, 13 of the 15 counties in the
Wow,
state of Arizona, and
wow.
we will soon be into all 15 actually on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that sets us apart. We are a small company, but we operate on a large scale
Mm-hmm.
as far as our functionality, how we process information, our professionalism, the things that we do in home, how we train.
Mm-hmm.
I have a degree, 2 degrees actually, in human resource organizational development. And one of the most important things to me has always been education and training so
Mm-hmm.
that people can work smarter and not harder. So
Mm-hmm.
I introduce training to my caregivers. I also introduce training, information, and resources to our clients to
Mm-hmm.
help them uh, improve their life, their daily life, their processes, and also the home care, caregivers to help them to uh, assist to be able to move better in their daily lives.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the second question you had,
Yeah, how do you bring compassionate care for your clients?
well, I am of the Southern background,
There you go.
and it comes naturally to
Mm-hmm.
me to present, institute, to show care and empathy. We really, really, really enjoy helping. We have a heart for care. I instill that in all of the caregivers,
Mm-hmm.
and we look to it's cliche, but we look to be family with our clients. I have clients right now that have moved away for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Some clients that client families who the client has ascended, but they still call me.
Right.
And they look for me to assist with resources. They refer our agency out to their friends and family, colleagues, church members, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, it's about treating people, I always say, as if it was your mother, father,
Mm-hmm.
Theo, Nana, Tata, whatever may have you.
That's real. That is, I mean, it's so important. And when you're building a company, that's the first thing that they tell you want to do is you want to reach out to the community and you want to become a part of that community.
Mm-hmm.
So becoming a part of the community, you feel like everyone's family and you feel like you can they can come to you and you can go to them when you're in a helpful time. And that's very important for a company that's up and coming. And anyone that's listening that want to build a company, this is very good information for you to know how to treat your customers, how to take care of your customers, how to present everything with a smile instead of a frown. You have to be able to separate your times at home
Mm-hmm.
and what you're doing in the office and not bring those two worlds together so people don't see you that you're upset and you're having a bad time
Mm-hmm.
at home right now. People don't want it, they don't want to hear that, and especially when they're paying their money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to have a good service, you want to make sure to keep those things separated. And it's hard sometimes. It's difficult.
Yeah, I will say that's one of the things that I consistently talk with and work with the caregivers
Mm-hmm.
on, because they do want to get more involved with the client. They do want to share. But, as I share with the caregivers, there's always a fine line, and you have to make sure that you're not straddling the line.
That's
You can
real.
come close, you
Mm-hmm.
can, share family uh, data, something
Mm-hmm.
really basic like your child's age or something you did on the weekend or whatever. But to go into great detail, that's not professional.
Right.
And we see that other high end agencies, organizations, individuals do not do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to form ourselves in that manner,
Mm-hmm.
just so that if something should happen, and things do happen,
Definitely.
there is that line, and people know that can't cross that, whether it's a family member, a client, or a caregiver. So we
Mm-hmm.
talk about those things quite a bit, and it is difficult, but
Definitely.
we learn, we grow, and we find our niche in
Mm-hmm.
that.
Definitely.
Hmm.
And that's what it's all about. As long as we're learning, we're listening, we can always get better, man. Because it's number one is we want to see success
Hmm.
for other people's companies. That's what Habari Entertainment is about right now. Habari Live is about. We're about getting companies out here for they can be more successful, and we want people to learn from these companies what they did to be able to get to success and how success has turn them into a better person or whatever the situation is. So in the rapidly evolving healthcare landscape, how do you stay on top of some of the latest trends and technologies to enhance the services that Angie's Angels provides?
Well, as I said, I come from corporate, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I've always been in the arena of high end training. So I've always had anywhere from as low as 15 to as high as a couple hundred
Mm-hmm.
individuals under me at some capacity, um, educating them and training them. And so it's most important to understand the trends that are going on,
Mm-hmm.
the expectations of the future, be ahead of that curve, if you will. Stay connected to the industry as much as possible. And I connect with individuals that you would not normally think I would connect with, just because I'm a very small business. I'm, a boutique business, but
Mm-hmm.
I operate in a manner that a Fortune 1000 company would be
Right.
operating in. And it's because of the knowledge, information, skills, and training that I have received, and the connections that I have built over the years. And so it's all about keeping up with what's going on in your industry,
Mm-hmm.
staying involved, getting out there, connecting with individuals at
Mm-hmm.
every level.
There you go. It's very, very important. So what are some of the comments we've had coming in so far, Jim?
Iesha saying good morning.
That's it?
Yeah.
That long comment is Iesha saying good morning.
That's a bot.
Okay. All righty. Good morning and welcome back. All right, man. So we're gonna talk about this. I have another question I wanted to ask you before we go into a quick break. As someone that's deeply involved in the healthcare sector, what advice would you give to individuals and families when it comes to navigating the challenges of an aging and health and their healthcare choices?
Well, I can tell people from experience, I'm a documentation individual. I write down everything. I keep journals and lists and things of that nature. So when you start, as an example, seeing a family member losing their footing, not remembering certain things that are happening, or not able to physically do certain things. Sometimes it seems as though those things are happening all the time, but you'll find more often than not, it's not happening all the time. You have to find um, the level of consistency. You have to look at when it's happening, what are the spikes and things of that nature. So documenting, not just remembering things that are happening with your loved one, documenting so you can go back and see, talk to other family members, and find out, have you noticed this? Are you noticing this? And so on and so forth. And as far as the client, some of the things that they can work on really quickly is being present. As we age, it's some people have always been present and always been very, very active in life, and then some people have just lived life.
Right.
And for those people who have just kind of lived life, and then they find themselves in a aging circumstance where things are not working, going the way that they used to be, it's very important for them to become involved, active, to have some reassurance of themselves. And then, of course, we have to reassure them from the other side, family members, friends, and things of that nature.
Man, it's so important. And I think that communication is key. Sometimes that we keep some of our health situations to ourselves. We don't want to tell anyone. We don't want to communicate. You don't want to have to set up that communications because you don't really, sometimes they don't trust their doctors. They don't just trust their healthcare giver. Sometimes it's hard to find that doctor, and you're moving around and you don't live in the same spot all the time, and you want to find that doctor, and it's not always easy to find that person that you trust. What do you say in the person who moves to Phoenix? They're not finding a lot of Black doctors. They're not finding a lot of people that they trust. What's a good way to try to navigate this system to find people that you think are competent?
Well,
and
I
you
can
could
share.
trust?
I can share that the first thing that I did, and everybody doesn't ascribe to this, but the first thing I did was I went to my church, and found out who they were seeing,
There you
who
go.
they trusted, and I did a little research in that arena.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can utilize other media that's already in place that already are supporting uh, individuals who can provide services for. And then the most important thing is do that research, go and talk to them, or just talk to them online, or talk to them on the phone or whatever. What I find is if a doctor has some genuine care for their patients. And I know that there's a time frame for them to see so many patients per day or per hour or whatever the case may be. But you want to have someone that's going to talk to you and look to you eye to eye. Um, we live in an information age, but when you go see the doctor, either it's online or it's in person, and you want to have a connection with them. You want to know that they are listening to you, and that they not just listening, but they hear you,
Right.
and that they understand what your needs are. So it's most important to find your resources from your tribe, if you will, and then when you talk to these individuals for various health, make sure that they're listening to you. And if you don't feel comfortable, go. One doctor may do very well with a particular individual or groups, but that doctor may not do well with another. So if you don't feel comfortable, move on, and
Move
it's
on.
okay
Yep.
because it's your care.
That's real. And that's the number one thing that we have to always keep in mind, that we can get a second opinion. We can talk to someone else. If this doctor isn't listening, that's a lot of things that Black women talk about, that the doctors aren't listening to them when they're in pain. They're downplaying their pain. They're downplaying their symptoms. They're thinking that the Black women can handle the pain more than they think white women can handle the pain. Those things are out here. So what can you tell the women out here navigating this that can kind of help them to make better choices?
Well, I can tell you from firsthand experience that I have experienced that myself, not being heard, not being understood, thinking that my pain is okay, so to speak, as opposed to another group. It is something that people are being made aware of, and we have to consistently, as a group, African Americans or people of color, to speak on this.
Yes.
Because if we don't, it will be overlooked.
That's real.
It is something that has happened. It is cultural to a certain degree.
Yes.
But it's most important for us to just, bring that information to the forefront. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take people not being afraid to speak up and, call out individuals or groups or organizations that are not taking a person of color seriously.
That's real. That's real. We have to put these people on watch. We can't just let them keep giving care to the community and they don't care about the community. We can't let that go hand in hand. I mean, these things people are losing their lives. I mean, women are dying in childbirth. The Black women have a higher percentage of death rates.
It's true.
We want to change those things around to make sure that these people have a better chance to see their kid live and them live.
And I just want to highlight what you said. We have to speak on it and call these people out. It's not rude or mean to care about yourself. It's not rude or mean to care about your loved one. It's important to know that it's okay to speak. It's okay to share that something is not right or you don't feel okay about how someone is treating your loved one. We have to do this because if we don't, again, it'll be like a hamster on a wheel, constantly and never ending.
And we'll never get out of this.
We'll
never get out of the cycle. That is definitely something that we need to. And I mean, we can't just scream, "Oh, we need more Black doctors." We have to hold the people accountable. That's doctors now. We do in the future. I agree, but we have to hold these people accountable.
It's taking action. I always say a march is a march, but a march doesn't mean anything if you physically, verbally, tactfully, strategically don't take action. You have to do things, call people to task, call organizations to task, and hold them accountable.
That's real.
And don't, as they used to say, take your foot off their neck, whoever those people are, because if you don't, the cycle will continue.
That's real. And we only suffer.
And that's the thing too. Like, nobody's gonna advocate for you the way you
That's real.
are going to advocate for yourself.
That's real.
Or for your family.
That's true.
Only you know what's going on in your home and your family's home when it comes to health matters.
Right.
So you have to, if you're the one that's like, I'm not going. If you're the person that says, I'm not going to take no mess, you come messing with my kids. You need to do that. That you need to have that same mindset for your health, for your family's health, especially when it comes to caregiving and things like that. Because you just have to be the one that's just gonna know that, hey, you're not treating my family right. I need you to do this, this, and that, and you're the only one that's going to be able to navigate those courses when it comes to advocacy.
And I want to share. I don't have a problem with sharing information with another agency, or if there is a circumstance where I know that I have very good staff, I have very knowledgeable, certified, educated, background checked, all of that staff. But if I don't have a particular staff who has the skill set, the need, or even the presentation to care for this particular client, I will share and direct a family to another agency who may be able to better assist them. And as far as the families advocating for themselves, we are coming to a place of awareness. We always have been as a people, but we're coming to a place of awareness of what our voice can do. And the more we see what our voices can do, the better our circumstances will be, especially in the area of caregiving, whether it's the caregiver in the home, the family person, because they need respite. They need, they need to be able to say, I'm tired. And it's okay to say that you're tired. I just took a respite last month. I had my daughter come to help me with my mom. And I took a respite about short of a week, and it was mind blowing. It was very, very good for the spirit, for the heart, for the strategic development of the business to be able to get on point. So respite is important. Advocacy is important. Taking actual strategic steps is important, and holding people to task is important.
Definitely.
And the thing about it is, if someone's going to be upset with you because you ask a question because you're trying to live a better life or help someone live a better life, they're going to be mad with you either way. I'd rather somebody be mad and I get the help I need than someone to be nonchalant and I never get the help that I need. Right. And the person is doing without, or I'm doing without.
Right. And that's what it's about. We don't want people to feel uncomfortable, to ask questions, and we want people to go without health care that they're supposed to be getting. And also, like I said, it's not, we all know that everybody has strong opinions about healthcare and strong opinions about vaccinations and medicines, but we also have to be open-minded. We have to listen. We have to take some of these people's advice into hand. They're not always right. You can always get a second opinion if you're not comfortable, but you also have to listen. So we have to, it has to go hand in hand, man. It has to work together. Let's tell them how we feel, and let's also listen to the things that they give you and the advice that they give you. We can't just throw it to the side at all times. So let's take a quick break, Jimmy, and we're gonna morning, was that Elijah saying good morning, Elijah? Thanks for watching. Let's run a quick commercial. We'll be right back with more Habari Live. Why does it always do that? You always put it on repeat or something? Welcome back. Now let's get into some Habari News Weekly.
Now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Sponsored by
no one at this moment. If you want to sponsor us or sponsor the segment, contact us at info@habarientertainment.com. We'll get that taken care of. We do have packages now, and we are open to get it going. Gold, silver, and bronze packages, right? So if you want to be sponsor or help out to get Habari News to the next level, better journalists, better writers, just a better website. That's the mission. So if you're ready to help out, sponsor us, give us a call, email us, please. So we got a lot of stories this week. Like I said, man, we got Trump. He's lost big money, man, this week. They're pretty upset about this. They got him since we what is it, 83.3 million? Yep. So they found him. He must pay 83.3 million to E. Jean Carroll. A jury said that Donald Trump should pay 83.3 million in damages Friday on an eye-popping sum that marks the sharpest legal setback for a former president now entangled in multiple criminal and civil cases. while he campaigns for the White House. The verdict was the second time over the past year that a jury has awarded E. Carroll millions of dollars in damages from Trump. The former president was not president as the verdict was read, having departed the Manhattan courthouse at 4 p.m. Eastern. On social media posts, Trump derided the verdict as absolutely ridiculous. His team was upset about it. They were mad. They said the jury was horrible. Carol, a former magazine columnist, alleged Trump raped her in a department store in the mid 90s and defamed her when he denied her claim. She stated that this is a great victory for every woman who stands up when she's being knocked down, and a huge defeat for every bully who has tried to keep a woman down. Yeah, it's 83 million is a lot of money, man. I don't. They will appeal. I know that they did say that they will be appealing. So we'll see
That's
where this
probably how
goes.
they. She hasn't received payment from the first time she won.
Yeah, I think they. Is
they
this the second appeal?
Because this would have to be the first time she was awarded money, right?
Mhm.
And I don't think she saw payment at all from that one.
I don't know how it worked.
And they
I think
immediately had to do it.
I don't know if this is the appeal. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But he's going to run out of appeals. I do know that.
That's not going to work for him, G.
Right. He's going to run out of appeals. So my main thing is that he has a lot of mess going on this year, man, and I don't know how he's going to still run for president. All this money that he's losing from all these cases, he has a mess to deal with.
How's he even paying for his campaign with all the court cases he has going on? All the money he's having
his
to deal
campaign
out
is
for
usually
legal
paid.
fees.
It's usually paid for by donors, though.
Mhm.
Donors usually pay that money. So usually the money that he gets to run, he's campaigning, and people are giving his coffers more money for him.
I
to
guess,
be able
but
to. He's not personal money. This is right here will mess with his personal money. Now they have been known to mix up the two.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because last time he was known to use his
yeah,
campaign funds
right, for personal,
right,
personal
finance.
Right. So, hey, he's done that, but he's not supposed to. So he's been found to do that a couple times. But this guy thinks he's above the law, and these is the reasons why he's in all this trouble, because he thinks he can do it, and he's not going to get any trouble. So we're going to move on to the next story. We got it's a big story, man, in the news, man. A lot of people have a lot to say about this, especially on the conservative side. They're really gung-ho about this, and especially in Florida. We got the transgender swimmer Leah Thomas. She begins a legal case against swimming's world governing body after it voted to restrict transgender athletes from competing in the elite women's aquatics competitions. The swimmer is now challenging parts of the World Aquatics gender inclusion policy, which went into effect on June 20th of 2002. According to the international court body, Thomas' legal focus aims to overturn the policy that dictates male to female transgender athletes would only be eligible to compete in the women's categories if they transitioned before the age of 12 or before they reached stage 2 of the puberty Tanner stages. Miss Leah Thomas accepts that fair competition is a legitimate sporting objective and that some regulation of transgender women in swimming is appropriate, the court stated Friday in a news release. However, Ms. Thompson submits that the challenge provisions are invalid and unlawful, and they discriminate against her contrary to the Olympics Charter, the World Aquatics Constitution, and Swiss law, including the European Convention on Human Rights and the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination against Women, the release said. And that such discrimination cannot be justified as necessary, reasonable, or proportionate to achieve its legitimate sporting objective. World Aquatics oversees aquatic competition in swimming, water polo, diving, artistic swimming, open water swimming, and high diving. And there's been talks about this, that then you what they've done in the world stage usually. that you can't have a certain amount of testosterone in your body,
right?
and they don't want you if you've
As a
hit that
woman.
right. If you've hit that second stage of puberty, they don't want you to be able in the Olympics, and they don't want you to be able to compete versus women.
But you also made mention that they must have transitioned
before
their 12th birthday.
Right. And I think it's more about hitting that puberty line that they don't want you to be able to hit.
Doesn't that contradict what all of the conservative states laws saying that they don't want transgender health care? They don't want
Well, I mean,
they don't want them transitioning.
That's not really what
at
we're
all.
talking. That's a different conversation. This is just about sporting and them allowing them to be into sports. Now, that's a whole different conversation on how if they can have the transition and if they should. Now, we already know, we've talked about this before, how we feel about it. Some women are born with with a lot of testosterone, and they are hermaphrodites. They born with both women and men parts, and they have to make a decision before a certain age what they're going to be. Now, those people, you know what I mean, you have to sympathize for them. They're going through that's tough. And I think that some people don't understand that there are people like that exist, and they're just thinking about people who want to become women because they feel like it, and that's not always the case. And most of the time it's the people who are born both, and they're making that decision before age of 12, before puberty hit, on what side they're going to lay because they were born with both. And some people have women are born, but they have a lot of testosterone in their body, and they have to get that out before a certain age, or they will have more manly features as they grow. So this is not political. It's not religious. This is scientific, unfortunately. And we try to mix them all together, and it's crap. You can't do that.
No, you can't.
This is actually a problem that people are born with, and we can't just sweep it under the rug and make a blanket statement for everyone and say, forget the people who are really suffering.
Right.
We care about those who have real issues. Now, you want to talk about people what their feelings are, that's a whole different conversation. I really don't want to go into that, but that's all I care about, is there are people for real who need this. We can't just take it away from them.
Right.
So the next story we have here, Jimmy, we have that 3 men were found dead outside a Kansas City home after watching the Chiefs. 2 weeks later, it's still not clear what killed them. It's a weird situation. It's a weird story, man. On the 7th of January, a group of Chiefs fans were together watching the last game of the season, and 3 of those friends never came home. The night passed, and the next day, and the night after that, and the next day, their families grew increasingly anxious. Finally, on the night of Tuesday the 9th, a woman called the police, and after making a horrifying discovery, I got a call at work telling me that my son had passed away, said Jennifer Marquez, mother of one of the men, and that they found him frozen in the backyard. Her son, David Harrington, 37, was found dead outside a friend's home in the Kansas City Northland. So were Ricky Johnson, 38, and Clayton McGinney, 36. Police said they found no obvious signs of foul play. Man, it's a weird case, man. No one has been arrested or charged. A medical examiner is investigating to see what caused the man's death. An attorney for the man who lived at the home where the men were found dead said his client was cooperating with authorities. It's a weird case, man.
Yeah, that's such a weird case, because I've been listening, every day, I've
checking it out,
see what's going on. And this guy that is the tenant of the home,
right, the last person that was surviving,
supposedly, he's not. He's supposedly saying he's not the last one to see him alive.
Yeah. First he said he was the last person to see him alive. Then
there's
something came
supposed
up
to be
saying
like
it
a
was
6th
somebody else.
person,
right? So
that's supposed to, a 5th person that was supposed
but
to have been involved.
The thing that's killing me is it's no physical.
And this guy's changed his story so many times.
Right.
It's like his second
What's
or
up,
third
Harry?
time
What's up, Harry? Morning.
he's changed his story on what's going on in his home.
Right.
So
something is happening.
That to me screams foul play.
I don't know. The only thing that's going to really let us know is his autopsy
and the toxicology report,
where we figure out what these men died from.
Right.
It's going to really help us to figure out what's going on.
Right.
I mean, it's man, frozen outside.
Well, I mean, frozen outside. He could, if he was killed,
but it was more than one, right?
Yeah. One of them was outside though. This is what I'm thinking. He was thinking he was okay, and then he fell out there, and Man, this is a crazy case,
Yeah,
man.
this whole case is just so crazy. It's just like it just brings the craziness of it is intriguing you to follow the case
right.
because
This
of
is
how
mysterious
right.
and how little that we know about what's going on.
Exactly.
So what you got?
6 people have been found dead in a remote Mojave Desert.
Wow.
Near the San Bernardino County community of El Mirage.
Wow.
Prompting a homicide investigations, authorities have said. Deputies were called to an area off Highway 395 for a wellness check around 8:15 on Tuesday night and initially found 5 bodies. San Bernardino County Sheriff's spokesperson, Maria Rodriguez, said at a news conference. And the deputies were accompanied by members of the California Highway Patrol's Aviation Division. A 6th person was found deceased at the same location early Wednesday morning, according to Rodriguez. So they're still investigating to see what's going on. There was an intersection where there was 2 different vehicles. One was a minivan, one was an SUV.
Right.
Both had been riddled with bullet holes. So we're not exactly sure what went on or what happened.
Right.
At this time, so there really aren't many details that have been released.
It's goodness.
So we're just gonna keep following that to see what's going on with that as well. Yeah, I mean it's just 6 people in 2 vehicles.
Right. And you would think that somebody
lot.
heard something or seen. I mean, but I guess they were out in the middle of the desert, right? So
yeah.
Who knows, man?
I mean, that's just crazy.
What else you got?
I mean, that's crazy and all, right? But a man jumping off a bridge to avoid getting arrested. How crazy is that?
He watching too many movies, man.
He watched way too many movies,
Right.
way too many. According to the Virginia State Police, on Monday, January 22nd, around 8:45 in the morning, state police were told that a person driving a black sedan was driving recklessly on the James River Bridge. They say the driver, 29-year-old Kelly Golden from Suffolk, was wanted for violating probation. A DMV agent tried to stop Golden, but he refused and tried to drive away from the agent.
Wait, his name is Kelly?
The suspect's name is Kelly. After he drove away, in his attempt to flee, he hit 3 cars that were stopped on the bridge due to the bridge lift.
Right.
And once he did that, it was just all over. He got out his car. He tried to run. And then police was just on him. They was just like, you know what? We're just going to get him. And he just decided to jump off the south end of the bridge.
Oh, wow.
But he didn't die. He landed in one of the little vessel things that be passing under the bridge.
Barge.
Yeah. And he was just going north until like another civilian.
Why didn't he get off?
The bridge was already coming to a lift.
No, I'm talking about you jumped into the barge. The barge is going down the waterway.
Right. He should have just jumped into the river at that point and just kept on going.
Gonna chill on the boat.
He was just chilling.
They're going to wait for you, bro. He was done regardless.
Oh,
yep. But lo and behold, as soon as they caught him, they had to take him to the hospital because he, injured himself
He
when
probably
jumping
broke
off.
his leg when he jumped off.
Right. Yeah, jumping off.
It look good in the movies, but it don't always work out that way, bro. You done broke your leg. That's probably why he didn't get off, because he was hurt.
He was hurt.
Yeah, he couldn't get off. Hurt.
I was
Anyway.
just like, when I saw this story, I just had to just shake my head because, like, why?
Oh, man. People do anything to get away, man.
And they said that this happens all the time on this bridge.
Wow.
People are just try it all the time. Right.
They probably gonna have to put some restraints up there to keep people from jumping.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll see what they end up doing.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But,
you got Hollywood? Run that, Jimmy.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood Hot Mess with Iesha Rowan. Sponsored by
No One. If you would like to sponsor us, please give us a call or send us an email at info@habarientertainment.com. All right. So This week we had a whole lot going on in Hollywood. And Taylor Swift got caught up in it, y'all. Y'all's innocent Miss Taylor Swift was caught in the middle. X-rated photos of Taylor Swift flooded the internet this week. Let's be mindful. They are photos that were fake, created by artificial intelligence.
Right.
They are fake photos. But they have been depicting her in a bunch of different sexual situations all over the internet. They show the photos are very graphic, whether it's her being groped, fondled by players, fans, just different people in Kansas City.
Because that's the problem with AI. That whatever you think of and you say it to them, they can come up with an artistic picture of this.
Exactly. They can spit out. You can just put in whatever you want,
because
like
of whatever
words,
information we didn't fed to it,
and then it'll kick out something that you put in.
But Elon Musk is really his fault. He won't put parameters in to keep this stuff going. He'll say he's supposed to be blocking people, but he's doing a horrible job of doing it.
And most of the photos, in all of the AI photos in the Kansas City renderings, they're circulating, basically saying that Taylor's being tossed around and used as a sex prop, and she's being depicted in red paint, and she's often fully nude in majority of the photos that are going around X right now.
Well, whatever AI created this is about to get sued.
Yep.
Badly.
Horribly. And Taylor's gonna win.
Yeah, because the one thing that everybody's so scared about AI, but if you're not watching and paying attention, they're getting sued left and right.
Left and right.
Because all of the information that is fed to an AI is someone else's
work.
A human being's work. And that AI has to take that work, compile that, and spit out what it can.
Yep.
Because it can't
Based
spit
off
out
of what you're providing it.
Right, because it can't create anything off its own. It has to be fed information.
Yep.
It has to be fed books, pictures, paintings. That's how it creates this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's taking Monet's pictures and putting in there. It takes in all of the top artists from all across the world who's ever did anything, and it's compiling that information and creating something. And that's why people are suing, because it's not original what this thing is doing. I keep telling people
it's basically
so
a computer.
It's
a human.
It's a glorified search engine, just like I keep telling people. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
It's a search engine. You can put in information and it will spit that out to you. It cannot think on its own yet. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to create its own language, and it can only create what
a human feeds it.
Yeah.
It's not to that part where it can think on its own yet.
Right.
People.
It's not vision from the MCU.
I know we like Terminator and it sounds good.
Right.
But we're not there yet, okay? So chill out.
Exactly.
But yeah, the White House is in this because
they're outraged.
It's a big deal because they can take things Joe Biden says and make those deep fake videos and make him look like he's saying totally something different. They don't want that out there because they can be like, oh, it's martial law, and they got the president saying that, and people believe in things like this.
It comes back to the fake news. When we was having that during Trump's era of
I mean, you got to give it to a lot of these social media sites.
Yeah.
They were able to shut it down. I mean, we don't see that mess like we used to on the sites. It used to be flooded with crap and politics and bull. And I'm
now,
so happy we don't see that crap anymore.
If the information hasn't been verified or fact checked, I have seen Facebook, when you click on it, they will say this information has not been verified. This hasn't been fact checked.
And that's good.
They let you know that this could be misinformation that you are clicking on.
The misinformation is a mess. And
it is.
Before we move on to the to sports, I want to talk about misinformation in an African country. I think I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head, but it's hurt them on trying to get the vaccinations out. Now I know a lot of people in America, we're against vaccinations. I understand. But for this country, they need these vaccinations because malaria is tearing them apart and they're dying by the millions. They didn't put this misinformation in there, and now people don't want to get the vaccine. They'd rather die from the disease, and it's killing everybody. So I mean, misinformation, man. It's hey man, it's strong.
It really is.
And
It is
we have to fight this
Yep.
at every level because these people need these vaccinations.
They do.
They're dying without them, and we have to. We can't let this misinformation let all these people just keep dying. In America, we are okay because for the most part, most people get their vaccinations, and we can overwhelm those who don't believe in it. But that's your choice. What is somebody moving something down the hall? I don't think
I
so.
don't know. It might be next door. But we got one more real fast.
A Holloway story?
Alyssa Milano has asked many of her fans and followers to chip in on her son's youth baseball trip. And because she's perceived as incredibly wealthy, she's getting dragged through the coals.
Right.
Now, the actress posted a link to a GoFundMe account that she and her husband both started on behalf of their kids' 12U squad,
Right.
which she calls a travel fund that'll help the boys get to Cooperstown for a big baseball tournament. And the expenses are supposed to cover things like traveling, uniforms, family dues for each of the players, things like that. But people on the internet are saying that she's not a quote unquote normie, so she shouldn't be asking regular people for money for her kids' sports team.
I can't stand that stance. It's so stupid to me.
Like,
Just
she's
because
not a
they're
normal
rich, they
person.
can't do a fundraiser. I just
Yes, you can do a fundraiser. That's not the
That's
problem.
what they're doing. That's what a GoFundMe is a fundraiser.
Yes, it's a fundraiser.
So since you're rich, you have to fund everything. It's so ridiculous.
What they're more mad about is the fact that all of the list of viewable donors that's on the page, her name's not listed as a donor for the fund.
She
for her
probably
own son, right?
But look at this. Exactly.
Exactly.
What questions aren't we asking? What money have she already put in?
That's the thing. She's already said that she sponsors other kids who aren't able to pay for their funds.
And then her son is just happened to be on the team. And
right.
And one thing, if I was rich like that, I wouldn't want my team, my son to feel like he's the one
that has to cover everybody.
And cover for everybody. I would want him to learn how to get the funds and get the money himself,
right?
And use that as a
which
lesson
she has
as
said
a kid.
The kids have already done. They've already done car washes and sold candy bars, and they've done with their part.
How to get this fund? You don't want to just give it to the kid.
Right?
And they think everything.
And they're so mad, and it's not really. I mean, yes, it's a lot of money, but it's really not a lot of money. Yeah. Like it's $10,000 they're asking for. That's
if the kids can go out there and fund it.
It teaches a lesson for the kids.
Yeah. And they're gonna and when they hit that goal, all the kids can celebrate and bring together and come together and
like,
talk
hey,
about
we are
what
able to go to our destination.
Exactly.
It's more about the kids having fun than anything.
So the argument of entitlement that's going around.
Exactly.
This person is entitled. This person is entitled. So this person, Melissa Alano, is potentially trying to teach a potential circumstance of kids about what that means to be charitable, to work as a team, to not be entitled.
Right.
And
that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't just because the kid's last name is Milano, she couldn't automatically get the money.
And the kid's name ain't. She doesn't. Alyssa Milano. That's her stage name.
Right. It's not their real name. They have an off name. We don't want to. We ain't.
I'm not even going.
Right. But I understand what you're saying. Is that
that
she uses an off name to keep them for her kid can try to be normal,
right?
And have a normal life. Exactly. So we have to stop thinking about this stuff in such Hollywood terms. Some people don't want to be Hollywood. They want to be as normal as possible.
Not everybody that's in Hollywood is that rich anyway.
And she ain't made money since the 90s. I mean, she probably still good, but I would think. But still, man.
And you have to put into perspective, like you said, everyone that is in Hollywood is not all about Hollywood.
Right.
They work like everybody else.
Exactly.
They work just like everybody else. Look at most recently The Color Purple and that whole debacle about money and
who
dressing
made
rooms
what,
and all of that. So going back to this child, I think it's really good that she's doing the GoFundMe because she's teaching a child how to operate in the world like a regular person.
That's what it is. And they're not going to be a star. He's not going to be a star. The kid is the normal kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's not putting them in Hollywood and putting them in movies.
Right. She's not bringing them on red carpets.
Right. He's trying to have a normal life with his kid. So we can't push that Hollywood stuff on the kid when she's trying to be different. But
exactly.
Let's go to sports, man.
Habari Sports.
Enthusiasts and fans of the game, welcome to this week's electrifying edition of Habari Sports. We're gonna go over the Suns' whack loss last night to the Pacers. Man, it was pretty bad, man. The referees they didn't call anything, man. I mean, even on that last shot with Booker, the man was fouled at least 10 times. They talking about they didn't have one foul. Don't do that, man. Don't disrespect my sons like that, bro.
He had to.
We upset. We mad. It's supposed to be 8 in a row.
Right.
We was up by like 9 points in the fourth quarter, man. And I mean, it was just terrible. We couldn't hit a shot anymore. They were going to Booker a little too much. He was being a little bit of a ball hog, too. I understand he was hitting 62, but I don't know, man. I also think that we was running with them. Why we was trying to run with the Pacers, I don't know. Those dudes all like 22. They should have been trying to slow the game down a little bit, but we did a horrible job. I still think we need another big man because a couple times we could have had rebounds and we'd have been good. We'd have won the game, but we couldn't get a rebound. Durant can't rebound. He can't. He can't. Yeah, he's tall, but he can't rebound. he just can't rebound, dog. But anyway, big loss. What Booker scored? 64? 62. We had Luka 73. We got Embiid 70.
So they're
Anthony
just out there
Towns,
scoring
62.
just to be scoring, just to be doing
Man,
something.
everybody, man. That's one thing that happens in the NBA. Once they see one person do it, then everybody, he hit 7. Now I got to hit 7.
Yep.
Man, Luka 70. I didn't watch the game, but I bet you that was the ugliest 70 points I've ever seen in your life.
I didn't watch it.
Dog, he hit 8 threes, so that probably make it look a little better. But man, that dude, I just don't like the way he holds the ball so much. It's so just and just slow. But anyway, I like the off-ball movement a lot. The players now, everybody got the ball in their hand. ISO ball, ISO ball, ISO ball. It's just, I don't know. It's disgusting. But anyway, I'm still mad about that. We got the Orlando Magic coming up, so hopefully we can get them back, get back in the winning ways. All right, let's go into the NFL playoffs, man. We got the conference championship round scheduled for the 2024 season. Has the 2 great matchups, and we're pretty pumped about it, man. I would like to see the Ravens win. We got the number 3 Chiefs at the number 1 Ravens. I would love to see them win, man. I just would love to see Baltimore win. Mahomes has been killing it, man. He's great. It's going to be hard to beat him, man. This game does mark the first playoff meeting between Mahomes and Jackson in the regular season. Mahomes is 3-1 against Jackson in the regular season, which is the most win of any starting quarterback that against Jackson, regular season and playoffs. In their most recent meeting in 2021, Jackson beat Mahomes and the Chiefs by rushing 107 yards and scoring 3 touchdowns, including flipping to the end zone for the winning score. Who you got? Who y'all got?
Who's going? I'm sorry, that one.
Oh my goodness. Who you got, Jimmy?
Chiefs.
The Chiefs?
They gonna lose.
On the road, you got, yeah, man, it's gonna be big. If they can do it, anybody could do it. It's the Chiefs.
I have no faith in the Chiefs this year with the way they've
I
been
know,
playing.
man. They
have not been playing well.
The
this
wide
year.
receivers look like trash, but they back in the conference trying to get one more game from the Super Bowl. So it's like they look like crap all year.
All year they've looked like crap.
Here they are.
And here they are.
But anyway,
the Cowboys look better than they did this year.
Let's not go there.
The Cowboys are the Cowboys. They always gonna cowboy. But anyway,
they got there and choked.
Yeah.
We got the number 3 Lions at the number 1 49ers. This is a matchup of the established playoff favorite, the 49ers, against the upstart postseason underdogs, the Lions. San Francisco will be making this NFL record 19th conference championship game. That's crazy.
Woo!
That's why I say that if you are a San Francisco fan, you are a bandwagon fan, especially if you don't live there, Jimmy. So if you go for the
wasn't paying attention to
49ers,
that one.
he know he a bandwagon fan. If you go for the 49ers, you are a bandwagon fan. You ain't even been to San Francisco.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Everybody in the world go for the 49ers, man. This is the reason why. They've been the 19 conference championships. Every year they in it. I have respect for the Lion fan.
I do too, because they really played their ass
for
off
100 years
Yeah.
straight. Now I told this dude, I used to laugh at him. He wore, I'm like, dog, I don't know how you wearing that with pride. But that's dope. That now I'm like patting him on the back. Hey man, you wore it, and I made fun of you, and you still kept it on. That's real people with real pride in what they are about
in their team.
and their team. Not just saying, you know what, the 49ers were good last year.
Let me be a 49ers
That's my
fan.
team. I can't stand it, dog. I hope the Lions win so bad because I'm so over.
I
San
would like to
Francisco.
see the Lions
I
win.
would.
Me too. Let's go Lions. Let's do something good for Detroit. They've had nothing but bad news since 1918. So let's
They had Eminem.
Is that good news? I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, let's go Lions. What else, man? That's pretty much good on that. Everybody else going for the Lions. Versus, except Jimmy, who's going for the 49ers. You'll see the start button. It's a button. Anyway. All right, man. Let's go to comic book corner, and before we can play this game and get up out of here today. I'm gonna be quick on this one.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by
Book corner or anything that has to do with us, info at habarientertainment.com. We got Daredevil Born Again set photos, teases, shows villains, and confirms fan pleasing change after creative overhaul. Daredevil Born Again, man, it's looking like it's going to be a very great show. We've seen a lot of the set photos coming out. I don't want to spoil anything for people who don't like spoilers, but it looks like we got Punishers coming back in the show. We got Froggy and Karen, so Nelson, Murdoch, and Paige. It looks like they're going to be back together. We've brought back a lot of people. They also said that Bullseye, who played him in the last time, he was pretty good as Bullseye too. We never got to see him in the actual Bullseye suit,
Right.
but he did a good job, man.
I don't know, like how are they gonna?
We got Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead are taking charge of the new episodes. I think they came up in Moon Knight and Loki, but it's pretty good, man. I like what they're doing, and it's looking like I don't want to spoil too much. There was some graffiti that came into the pictures that showed a different
Universe.
Villain that will be coming in. That's a kind of a new villain in the comic books. He's kind of a new guy he uses his graffiti and things like that and art. So he might be a dope person to bring in. I don't know too much about him. They call him supposedly Muse, Muse. So we'll see, man. He's a new creation in the Daredevil mythos, but we'll figure. He's probably gonna be good. We'll figure. So we'll check that out. And I'm pretty excited what they got going. And like I said, Daredevil Born Again. I think they're starting. Or they're still working on filming. Filming should be wrapping up soon, so we should be seeing that next year sometimes. Hopefully, I'll be excited about that. But other than that, man, it's been a pretty slow week in comic books. That's all I have. Let's get into the game before we get up out of here.
Let's get ready to play trivia for loot. Sponsored by
If you would like to sponsor us, please email us at info@habarientertainment.com.
Yeah, man.
We have packages for everyone and can tailor a package just for
Yeah,
you.
most definitely.
Awesome. All right. So in our trivia game, we have a total of 10 questions. And if you get 7 out of the 10 correct, we will gift you a Habari Entertainment t-shirt. All right.
Nice.
Question number 1. Almost a blank of the adult U.S. population is a caregiver for an ill or disabled relative. The majority are female, and many are employed part or full time.
Almost a fourth.
Close. It's almost a third,
A third
of the U.S. population.
That's crazy. It's a lot.
This one might be easy because it might have been in the last question. Who are majority of the caregivers?
Family members.
Females.
Females.
There you go.
Blank provide assistance with another person's social or health needs.
Blank provides assistance with another person's social or health needs. Caregivers?
It is caregivers.
I'm wrong. I'm about to get a t-shirt.
Maybe not. Because what type of alcohol is traditionally used in a margarita?
I know this one.
Tequila.
It is tequila.
Tequila.
There are 4 original colors of the Starburst candy: red, orange, yellow, and white.
Green.
Ooh. Strawberry.
Strawberry is not a color.
It's pink.
Pink.
Strawberry is the flavor though. You know what I'm talking
We
about.
said colors,
Right.
not flavors.
You know what I meant, dude.
All right. What are the
Whatever, Jimmy.
bones in your spine called?
Vertebrae.
It is vertebrae.
Got 2 right.
All right, maybe not. Name the celebrity.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Can't think. Oh, 24-hour goal. What is it?
She got the name of the song right.
But we need the name.
Wait, Bruno.
There you go.
It is Bruno.
She got it.
Oh, you got the wrong one, G. Oh, no, it's not. What is an angle called if it's greater than 90 degrees? I skipped over a question. That's what that was.
Good job.
Yeah, no, math was not my.
Obtuse.
It is obtuse.
Obtuse.
What? Jimmy knows something? I didn't know it either. I was going to say 180 degrees. It's greater than.
And acute is
Less than, yeah.
What type of flower is this?
Oh, I should know that. A lily?
Mm.
No.
What type of lily?
Date lily?
Close.
Close.
Tiger
It is
lily.
a tiger lily.
We don't grow those in Arizona.
I give them to her all the time, though. I've got you those a couple of times. That's the only reason I know what they are.
All right. What type of drink does the company LaCroix make? Last and final question.
Sparkling water?
She got it. That's it.
It is. Seltzer, sparkling water, same thing.
She got 3.
We got 3.
But you got to get 4, don't you?
You got to get 7 out of 10.
Oh shit, Louis.
Good question.
Thanks for playing. We appreciate you coming on and everything. Before we get out of here, please let everyone know how to contact you, your website, and any other ways that you think to get in contact with you, Angela.
Okay, well, we're on most of social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
The website is www.angie'sangelshomehealthcare.com. The phone number is 602-575-9005, and we are statewide.
That is awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Angie, for coming on. We really appreciate you. You're a great sport. Thank everybody for watching another week of Habari Live. We will talk to you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit